believe they said that? Can you believe they said that?
Look, they said the word wouldn't.
I've heard that. And
Shit, what is that?
This
why would you say that?
Yeah. What up, everybody? What up, everybody? What up, everybody? It is I, that ones guy, J1s.
It's your girl, CC Rain, in the building.
And it's everybody's favorite weekly recap show, man. The Who Said That?
They Said That podcast.
Shit, way better this week.
We're gonna work on it. We're gonna work on it. We doing it.
We rusty. We rusty.
Child.
Yo, man, C.
Yo. Oh,
What it
I should
do?
turn the light on today.
Right.
What up, y'all?
So,
Working on the lighting. Hold on. Sorry.
Don't worry about it.
Get the lighting right.
We just getting it right. We just
Get the lighting right.
How you been, CC?
I'm in the building. I've been busy. I've been working on new music and stuff and working on wedding stuff, and it's exciting.
I feel it.
How you doing? I missed you. I haven't seen you in too long. Like, it's been forever.
Right. I've been good. I've been maintaining and hanging in. You know, my birthday was Wednesday, y'all. So
What?
yeah, I'm older.
I missed it.
Yeah, we just, like, my people threw me a little birthday party yesterday and stuff.
You know why I missed it? I didn't get no invitation. Oh,
I know they didn't.
Ooh. Oh, God.
Don't worry about it. We ain't do shit.
Oh, y'all didn't do shit.
We ain't do shit. It was like me and Mookie over here drinking.
Oh, shit, that's the party. Mookie was there. That's the party. You tripping.
She's still here, too. She upstairs somewhere.
Mookie, that's the party. Shit, that's good times. I needed to be in the building.
Right? I started to call you, too. But nobody...
I don't know why you didn't.
I didn't call none of the homies. I just had my cousins and my brothers and sisters over here.
I'll take it.
Just all
That's
family
fair.
over here.
Oh, okay. Oh, see.
So that's why I was like, I was like, man, I called us out. But nah, I was like, nah, I'm just nothing but family here.
Okay, right. Because when I was coming, I was bringing Big Daddy. So.
Yeah, we could have took his money. We should have.
Y'all was gambling?
We was gambling. We was doing roulette and craps. It was like a Vegas theme. So we had the little roulette table. The house wins again.
You won money?
House wins again.
I see it.
It's in my favor.
I ain't gonna never lose in my house. Damn it.
You ain't finna hit black 25.
You said I is and I am and I will.
No, you're not. But yeah, that's all that was going down around here. You know, just chilling. Been chilling. Been no excuse for missing last week's episode, people. Motherfuckers was just being lazy.
What? You know what?
That
We
was it.
was busy doing other stuff. You know, we have to prepare to get. He's like, nah, we
No, you wasn't. No,
listen, man,
nobody was
listen.
doing nothing.
Yes, we was.
Everybody was just like, "Man, we do it later. I'm watching TV." That's how niggas was doing me last week and then
I ain't
I
copping
look
to
up,
it.
and then we look up, and everybody's like, it's all like Thursday. People's like, we gonna do the episode? Like, no, it's next week, nah. It's
Y'all
next
done
week.
missed it.
Y'all missed it. We missed it. We missed the news. So you know what we gonna do? We gonna talk about that shit this week.
Right. It's new to us.
It's new to all of us because I've talked to a lot of people and they ain't watch no news. They don't know what the fuck's going on out there. So you know what? Let's get into some news per usual. Wow.
The argument behind the executive order is that America has eliminated racism, that no one in this country is held back by race any longer.
The data would not support that.
Right.
The data, Dominguez told us, shows that the EEOC handles around 100,000 discrimination claims from Americans each year. The executive order calls the kinds of programs that you used to enforce, quote, immoral.
I believe what is immoral is to deny people opportunities. I have witnessed individuals who have beautiful resumes and they get an interview, they come in using a wheelchair, and all of a sudden the opportunity is gone. Denying people opportunities because of that lack of fairness is immoral. That's the immoral part.
All right. So this
I was gonna say
story
something
was
inappropriate.
a feature. This was a feature from 60 Minutes because of Donald Trump's administration pretty much is getting rid of the
EEOC.
The EEOC. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And on a basis of that America's not racist anymore. Basically. It was like, we don't need all these racial
These regulatory departments
because we're not a racist country anymore. I'm like, bruh. It's like we still have history on you doing racial things and saying things. It's like, what are we talking about? I was like, it's to me, it's just it's the fragileness of a certain group of people in this country that feel like it was like they're being picked on because of their people's history in this country, right? Not realize it was like, no, it's your people's history, and because of it, like others people's history was being pushed down. And now
Right.
that we're trying to give everybody a fair shot, right? They're claiming that it's racist.
It's racist to give everyone a fair shot.
Basically.
Oh,
Because
okay.
they're
So
saying-
right.
Because they're saying if it wasn't for us making you give these people a fair shot, we wouldn't do it, but off of merit.
So yeah, but that's that doesn't even make sense because again it's one of those when they made the statement anymore, well then okay, that right there corroborates that there was racism present. So what made it unracist at any point? And then the racism for whom? What class of people are talking about? I mean, she used the wheelchair like disability, but really
okay, because let's even take race out of it. It's like we're not a country that discriminates.
Oh, that was serious.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
But we all have discriminatory, propensity to be discriminatory about certain things. This, not that type. That's just a natural human,
Survival
characteristic.
mechanism,
Yeah, absolutely.
basically.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, they're trivializing, something that is not trivial for a vast majority of Americans.
Mm-hmm.
That yeah, whether yeah, so and really taking race out of it is impossible because race is the reason that it even started. It was not because people been you know the ones that say they were natives to this country were not the ones that weren't stolen from their land.
Mm-hmm.
They've been disabled, or they've had these things, and they
Oh yeah,
um
they get screwed over so bad.
oh
This
my
country,
goodness, like I I mean,
somewhere
it
that
is
was
a
their
whole,
land. Like, oh my god.
yeah. And we just again, we just wanted to be able to have an equal opportunity. Yeah, and I'm gonna use the race card because that's what it is for me as a black woman. Yeah, no, I have to deal with that every day.
Double minority out there.
I mean, so I mean, it's for Donald Trump. No, racism doesn't exist in his world. So I mean, I agree with him, but again, he's detached from the rest of the world because that he's in the 1%. So I would even be hard pressed to know if he even grew up around any black people or anybody other than you know in his household. So for Donald Trump's existence, there is no racism. It never has been. So, you
Exactly.
know, yeah, it's cap. It's cap. And I'm really tired of white people talking about black issues like they got the lock on it. Like, no, I
Well,
don't want to hear none of
well,
that.
yeah, but one of the funniest things about it is, right, there's all these people that fucked around and found out. There's a whole bunch of them stories out there. There's a lot of veterans,
Yep.
a lot of elderly,
Yep.
a lot of women,
Yep.
and a lot of disabled people who've been
Yep.
fired in this
Yep.
government push uh, to get rid of waste, abuse, and fraud. And then they found out that that's what they were, because they found out that they were what they hated were DEI hires.
Mm.
Women and veterans are the most um, biggest recipients of DEI.
Uh-huh.
White
Right.
women and veterans. It was
Yep.
like they're the biggest recipients of it.
We ain't even benefited off the shit yet. God damn.
No, we don't benefit off of it as much as people perceive us to.
Right, right,
Right?
right,
It's like
right.
I
We're
was
the
like,
scapegoat for this
we're
DEI thing. Yeah, we're the
yeah, because
scapegoat.
we was the ones on the front lines marching for equal rights, right? So anything that has to do with civil rights, basically, they're gonna label it as a black thing.
Black people are tripping.
It was like, oh, this is a black thing. Asians too. Asians fucked around and found out because it was a group of them that was in that lawsuit, but there's a lot of people who are like against the killing of affirmative action because they were saying it was like, oh, this affirmative action stuff is keeping us from getting into schools. But guess what? They got rid of it and other programs like it, and their exception rate went down. Because
See?
it was like, oh, we don't have to accept you. Guess what? Because some of you guys were affirmative action and DEIs.
Right,
It
right.
was like us putting you guys in there. Like, yeah, you're smart and you have really high fucking grades, right? You have a 4.0. I mean 4.4, right? But my nephew has a 3.9, and that's good enough for me.
Right, right.
Accepted and denied.
Right.
And
You're out of here,
denied.
buddy.
James has a 3.5, and he can throw a fastball.
Right. So what he's gonna
Accepted
get.
and denied.
Right, right. Okay.
I was like, anyway, but all right, we're gonna move on.
Yeah.
The
It's
old
cap.
relationship we had with the United States, based on deepening integration of our economies and tight security and military
This is about
cooperation,
tariffs.
is over. Yesterday, in the latest salvo in his trade war, President Trump again imposed unjustified tariffs on our nation in violation of our existing trade agreements. And our response to these latest tariffs is to fight, is to protect, and to build. We will fight the U.S. tariffs with retaliatory trade actions of our own that will have maximum impact in the United States and minimum impacts here in Canada. Last night, the President of the United States reached out to schedule a call. I appreciate this opportunity to discuss how we can protect our workers and build our economies.
So I was like, Canada has pretty much said that they ain't backing down, they ain't playing around. He said this is gonna hurt y'all more than it's gonna hurt us.
Absolutely.
Messing around.
Absolutely.
With these fucking tariffs and shit.
Yep. Absolutely. Of course it is. Because again, like we, America, we depend on a lot of goods from outside of our country. We depend on it, and these tariffs again, at this point they're not even going to be able to pass it down to the consumer because, like Canada just said, they're not backing down. They ain't going for the bullshit. They're gonna, you know what I mean? If Donald Trump he's gonna play hardball, and again, in Donald Trump's world, none of these things really matter to him because he doesn't depend on certain things to live and coexist
day by day.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
He ain't out here with us step by step, day by day,
singing and dancing every night.
People we love. Yeah, that was my show.
He ain't out here dancing every night.
Yeah, out here with you. You're not like us.
Yeah, and for real. So what tariffs is he trying to pass on Canada?
Right now it's automobiles and I think Canada's gonna put one on lumber or some shit like that. It's a whole bunch of stuff. It's we get a lot of lumber.
We get a lot of lumber. Right.
And we got forests, but a lot of that is protective forests. We do not have a lot of greenery to be chopping down.
No, we do not.
So
no, we do not.
It's
and the palm trees are fake. Yeah. So who can't even use
cell phone towers?
Right.
They're 5G. They're 5G cell phone towers.
Oh God. He gonna set us up. It's gonna be a hard hit.
Very hard.
Do you think that he's making? Do you think that he has to do these hard things in order to get us to the good part of our economy? Do you think what he's doing is necessary?
Okay, so there is a way to where what he's doing will work in the long run, right? Mm-hmm. But it's gonna be all passed down to us, and him and his people are gonna be the ones making all this goddamn money. And I don't see to where it's like the stuff won't come down. It won't come back down because there won't be no incentive for people to bring prices back down even after tariffs and stuff leave, right? Right. At the same time, it could force a bunch of not force. It could empower a bunch of American-made stuff in those sectors, whatever sectors that they're doing tariffs in from around the world. I don't care.
Right, every sector where we don't make stuff.
Yeah,
we're not even preparing to make the stuff that we're trying to tariff.
Right, so it could be upon some. We're in a capitalist society. It could be somebody's entrepreneur to be like, oh, okay, look, instead of buying that for that price, I'm gonna start making it and selling it for $2-3 cheaper. Mm-hmm. And and invent industry here, that industry here. That's kind of what they want it to be. Right, but like, is that going to happen? Like at this
right,
point?
because where do we get lumber from? Where are we gonna get wood from?
I was like, if these fucking fires that we had in California should show you anything, we shouldn't be building stuff out of wood any damn way.
Anyway, right,
Any
right.
goddamn way. I was like, nah, it's time to rethink that. It's time to rethink that.
We're doomed.
Start going to some like cement slabs or something like that ain't gonna.
Oh, the what do you call it? Container homes? The ones that are built out of the yeah. Those are good. We could have a house in like 6 months with the container homes. You know.
Yeah, I don't know how hot those can get before they are structurally not.
Well, shut up. They insulate them. They make it so you can live in it. It's not like a tin can.
No, but I'm talking about. But those ain't like super flammable, or I guess I would say, you know what I mean?
Right.
I'm just talking about like stuff being out of wood. Like you see it, like how those fires did to all those wood buildings. And then I saw this one home that was made of like cement and all that kind of stuff, the whole thing, and that shit stood through the whole thing.
Yeah.
And, like, it blew out some glass and some shit inside caught on fire, but like. No, that fucking home is still there. But
yeah.
That's the story for another day.
Shout out to Canada though. They standing on business. They like, hey, we're not with that. We're boogity boo. We ain't scared of shit. We good.
It may not have gotten a lot of coverage yesterday, but the Environmental Protection Agency, the EPA, issued sweeping climate and environmental rollbacks, 31 separate actions in a span of 2 hours. EPA's new administrator, Lee Zeldin, called it, quote, the largest deregulatory announcement in U.S. history.
EPA will be reconsidering many suffocating rules that restrict nearly every sector of our economy and cost Americans trillions of dollars.
Now, suffocating is an interesting turn of phrase there. EPA's stated mission is to, and I quote, protect human health and the environment. Now, nowhere in that 2-minute and 17-second video did either come up. They did, I want to point out and be fair, in an opinion piece that Zeldin wrote for the Wall Street Journal, which we'll get to in a moment. But I do want to just take a look at some of the changes made yesterday. The EPA immediately closed every single one of its offices around the country that deals with what's known as environmental justice. That's 11 offices in all that were focused on monitoring and combating higher levels of pollution in poor and minority communities. Industrial plants are not usually built in or near wealthy communities. They're disproportionately located near poor ones, and people who live in those communities can often have higher levels of asthma, heart disease, other health issues. The Division of Environmental Justice focused on areas like Louisiana's so-called Cancer Alley, which is an 85-mile stretch between New Orleans and Baton Rouge, where more than 150 chemical plants and oil refineries were built, and where there have been some of the highest cancer rates in America. So why were all 11 of these offices just closed? To align with the Trump administration DEI policies and to end the EPA administrator, what he now calls forced discrimination programs. The gutting of these regulations will also impact coal-fired power plants, many of which are in states that voted overwhelmingly for President Trump. According to Zeldin, the EPA is, in his words, reconsidering wastewater regulations for the power plants and will, quote, update coal ash regulations. Now, while Zeldin doesn't go into specifics about what that may mean, we do know that just 3 years ago, the EPA began forcing coal-fired power plants to clean up their what's called coal ash waste, which long-term exposure can cause liver damage, kidney damage, cardiac arrhythmia, and a whole bunch of cancers. This, when the EPA started this effort, there were around 500 unlined coal ash ponds in the U.S., and when a pond is unlined, those potentially hazardous or deadly chemicals can seep into the groundwater, poisoning it. According to a leading environmental group, every single state that Trump won in the 2024 election, except Idaho, has at least one ash pond within its borders. Those are just a few of the 31 regulations being dismantled, to which one group of scientists said will, quote, leave the nation sicker and our air, water, and soil dangerously contaminated. Now, Administrator Zeldin says in the Wall Street Journal piece, this, and I'm quoting, this isn't about abandoning environmental protection. It's about achieving it through innovation and not strangulation.
Right. Dead ass.
So he said he's going to achieve this protecting from these things that he laid out from innovation and not strangulation of restrictions. It was like, yo, they're complaining that they're not able to make a lot of money because they have to clean up behind themselves.
And dead ass, as you should. Again, we're talking about hazardous waste. We're talking about particulates again that seep into the groundwater, into the air. Like I get it, but no. Of course, you need to clean up after yourself. But I remember Donald Trump did say there is no. He said it's not global warming; it's weather. He said it's getting hotter, it's getting colder. He said there's no such thing as global warming. It's called weather. And when Al Gore was making this whole climate change thing, and talking about the emissions and he was, trying to bring it to our attention. He said it's not. It's not. There's no such thing as global warming. It's called weather. And he's so detached.
The planet's getting hotter, guys. Some cereal.
It's weather.
South Park reference. I'm sorry.
But it's that kind of like thinking, that immature or uninformed thinking. And again, that's what these people get. Everybody, like they said, everybody that the states that voted for him have at least one. Yeah, they're going to be the first. Good. Not like that, but okay. Because cancer clusters are real. They made fun of Erin Brockovich back in the day. You know what I mean? Like when she was like, hey, these things are killing people. It's okay. It's fine. But the EPA, like, good God.
I'm just saying, like, they're turning our country. Like, there's a lot of people like, oh, the country's like a business. I'm like, no, it's not. The country's a country. It's not a fucking business. And these people are not good business people. And then the ones that are like extra rich, they're not good people. They're
right.
They're not the kind of people you want in charge of the EPA. It was
or being able to take it away.
Yeah. It was like, by defunding it. It was like, yeah. Like they're doing other branches of the government and threatening to do. Did I put that in here? I'm gonna say we might have that in here.
And don't we? So what is the regulatory? I'm gonna have to do. And see, this is why they no longer teach U.S. government in schools, because there has to be some kind of regulatory checks and balances for this president. I mean, again, if that was the case, any president could come in, and we're not talking about customary practices. We're talking about what's within your scope of power, and when are you breaking the law and abusing your scope of power.
Well, with this president and his cult following, because that's what the hell they are, it was like like he has people like the Senate leader, what's his name, Mike Johnson, saying that like they're just gonna, like, with judges, like say there's a judge that comes in and like overrules this, right? It's like, no, you overstepped, overrule this, right? He's talking about defunding their districts.
You speak out against me, we're gonna take your money.
We're gonna take all the money away from your district. You're basically not gonna have a job anymore. It's
wow.
Like, we're not gonna pay for you to go to work. It's like they're gonna do stuff like that. It's like, yo, okay. It was like, and then it was like, oh, those judges over there are friendly to us, so we'll just keep paying them, and we'll send all the court cases. Will be forced to go down here to Mississippi some fucking where.
But that's an abuse of power. Like that still has to be some kind of, regulatory, it's against the law. Like you can't abuse the power of the office.
Well, they're doing little stuff first. Like they had a judge say that they weren't allowed to deport these certain people, right? And it was like, that plane is not supposed to take off and deport these people. they sent the plane off anyway.
Right, who gonna check me is what he said. Who gonna check me?
That judge was supposed to. That judge just checked you. He's supposed to be able to check you with his authority. It was like, it doesn't have to be a Supreme Court judge to check a president. It could be the local judge somewhere here in some whatever circuit. It was like they say, like, hey, wait, I say this is unconstitutional. Boom, boom, bam. That's it. It was like, you gotta listen and you gotta go to court. You gotta listen and go to court and argue your side and all that kind of stuff. It's not gonna, like, you're the federal government. This is not gonna take months. You guys are gonna get this done in a couple of days or weeks.
Right. So he's just but he doesn't have a consequence for disregarding the judge's ruling. No, he doesn't. Like, because there's nobody out there trying to make him accountable. All right, come on, let's move on.
It's getting pretty ugly. House Speaker Mike Johnson issuing an open threat now, saying that Congress has authority to stop providing funding to federal courts. Listen to what the Speaker said just a little while ago.
We do have authority over the federal courts, as you know. We can eliminate an entire district court. We have power funding over the courts and all these other things. But desperate times call for desperate measures, and Congress is going to act. So stay tuned for that.
All right, Jay, let's get right to it. This is all centered around the Alien Enemies Act and whether deportations fall under the president's Article 2 powers. So what's the reaction in Congress now to what the Speaker just said today?
Well, there are Republicans up here on the Hill, Kira, who want Johnson, frankly, to go further and support impeaching judges who politically have shown that they, or not politically rather, but legally show that they disagree with the administration. The accusation from the administration is that these judges are acting politically, but these judges and other judges all the way up to the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court have said that these judges are acting within their constitutionally appropriate powers of passing judgment upon what the executive branch does and either delaying it from going into effect with restraining orders and things of the like. But what Republicans here on Capitol Hill have done is that they want to impeach those judges that they believe are impeding the president's will and action here. Johnson has not supported that publicly. This is as far as he's gone, saying that Congress has the power of the purse. They can control what districts are allocated in which way, the funding and how these district courts are drawn and things of that nature. So this is some of the administration wants Johnson to do to try to set up this clash between Congress, the executive branch, and the courts. But he's not going as far as some Republicans, including Elon Musk, by the way, have pushed for, which is this swift impeachment of various judges that this administration views as a problem.
So, yeah, that's what I was just speaking on a second ago. I couldn't remember if I had it in here or not. But, you know,
he said, I'm going to impeach the judges.
Yeah. It was like, oh, you don't agree with me? Well, you're fired.
You're fired.
You're fired. It was like, yo, that's crazy authoritarian behavior.
Good God. And yeah. He's really taken to heart, I serve at the pleasure of the president. He's really for real. Like, if you disagree with me, you're out of here.
Man, I'm just saying. I was like, people, it's crazy.
Wow.
This morning, fallout from that stunning lapse in national security. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth, along with other top members of President Trump's national security team, sharing details about a planned large-scale attack on Yemen earlier this month on the commercial message app Signal, and inadvertently including journalist Jeffrey Goldberg on that chain.
I think that this is a spoof. I think that someone is running a hoax.
In an article published Monday, the editor-in-chief at The Atlantic saying just days before the U.S. attack on the Iranian-backed Houthis in Yemen, he received a connection request from what appeared to be National Security Advisor Mike Waltz, and was then added to a chat group called Houthi PC Small Group. SPC, or Principals Committee, generally refers to a group of the senior most national security officials.
My reaction was, I think I've discovered a massive security breach in the United States national security system.
Inside the chat, the names of Vice President J.D. Vance, Hegseth, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, CIA Director John Ratcliffe, Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard, and others.
It's a robust conversation. It's actually pretty impressive in some ways. They're going back and forth. A lot of resentment directed at European allies of the United States, which obviously enhanced the credibility of this chain, because everybody in the chain sounded like the people I know who are in this administration.
Vance, who is normally in lockstep with the president, texting the group at 8:16 on Friday, March 14th, saying, "I think we're making a mistake," pointing out that what's happening off the coast of Yemen affects European trade more than U.S. trade. "I am not sure the president is aware how inconsistent this is with his message on Europe right now," Vance says, and suggests delaying the strikes for a month. Hegseth responds to Vance 11 minutes later, saying, "Waiting a month does not fundamentally change the calculus." In what The Atlantic says is a screenshot of the Signal chat Goldberg was added to, at 8:45, Vance responding, "If you think we should do it, let's go. I just hate bailing out Europe again." Hegseth responding, "I fully share your loathing of European freeloading. It's pathetic." The next day, March 15th, at 11:44, Hegseth posts a team update revealing the strikes would commence in 2 hours. Goldberg says Hegseth shared operational details of forthcoming strikes, weapons deploying, and attack sequencing.
I receive a text in this chain from someone who claims to be Pete Hegseth, who provides what I would only call a war plan. It became sort of overwhelmingly clear to me that this was a real group. So I'm happen to be in my car. I sort of wait with my phone to see if this is a real thing. Sure enough, around 1:50 Eastern time, I see that Yemen is under attack.
Wow.
According to Goldberg, the administration officials reacting after the strikes, "Excellent, a good start." Waltz even sending several emojis. The White House National Security Council confirming the authenticity of the thread, saying, "We are reviewing how an inadvertent number was added to the chain."
Inadvertent my ass.
So
Inadvertent my ass. Cap.
this man needs to be fired.
I'm fired is just the soft push. Like, you know, there are these severe consequences
for stuff like this, right? So when Hillary Clinton emails from a personal server, like a non-government issued server and all that kind of stuff, I would think that this kind of stuff would be done in the skiff. It was like, if anybody knows what that is, that's like we're a secured location where
absolutely
where there ain't
communications
no
in or out.
None of that kind of stuff. You guys are gonna be on that, or at least a non-commercial app. You guys, these motherfuckers was on their personal cell phones, and like these should have been government issued, top secret phones type things. If they're
What's
gonna
the thing that Hillary was using? Was it what is it called? The
Blackberries and shit.
The BlackBerry. Come on, and they're still using those. I didn't even know I didn't even know Signal was an app until this story came out, and now I'm like, oh, I should get on Signal.
Right, might fuck around and get added to some government shit.
Right, let me put my name on the list. That was they did that on purpose. Somebody did that on purpose, or because it's not like you can even with a group chat.
They was able to show exactly who added him, and then everybody who was in it, and then they were trying to all act like this wasn't real, he wasn't really in the chat, and they weren't really saying anything secretive or anything in there, and they called out a journalist, and they were calling out his credibility. So you know he did, right?
I'm running receipts.
He showed the whole thing, and it was a whole bunch of top secret stuff in there that if he was a dick and would have released it as soon as he got it, and like that it would have ruined that strike. Like it would have ruined it.
Right, and put people in jeopardy. But he does have journalistic integrity because again, he held it and he was, like, right.
And
but don't say I was wrong. I'm telling.
And it still ended up ruining government secrecies with people. Like, so there was certain countries that got mad about it. They was like, "Yo, y'all, how did y'all do that? Like, what the hell?" It was like they're gonna be able to tell where that information came from because of the stuff.
Of course. Of course. Plus, it's all like time stamped. It is, like this is a commercial, like you said, a commercial server. Like, it's no security in there. And again, there are secure locations, there are secure sites everywhere where you could go into this building where you can have these kind of conversations.
Yeah, but that wasn't one of them.
So there's no checks and balances for them, like, so they won't get in trouble?
If the president doesn't do anything about it, no.
Oh.
Right,
okay, well then that's that then. They good, huh?
They good. That's what it looks like to me. I was like, because
they're not gonna get in trouble unless they implicate him in some way to make him look bad. Then he'll be like, "These are terrible people. I never wanted them." Like, he'll throw you under the bus if you try to get him in trouble too.
Yeah, that's the only way.
I can't stand. You know what? Okay, all right. You done political me up today. I get it.
Yeah. We're going to get out of there in a second.
4:30, we're learning new details about the man deputies in Victorville were chasing that ultimately led to the death of a deputy.
Assignment editor Mike Rogers is at the desk. And Mike, this guy had quite the record, huh?
Yeah, he did, and some very eerily similar instances last year in Rialto when he was also involved in a pursuit there, also of a stolen vehicle, and also caused a deputy to crash into an innocent civilian. I'm going to show you some information here. That's the suspect we've been talking about. Rialto police releasing that mugshot to us. In 2024, he had a stolen car conviction. As I mentioned, he led the Rialto Police Department on a chase in which during that chase, a deputy or an officer with Rialto Police collided with an innocent civilian. Thankfully, in that situation, nobody was killed or seriously injured. He was eventually caught. He was sentenced after he took a plea deal. He was sentenced to having in possession of that stolen car as well as felony evading. He was sentenced to 16 months, but only served 8 of those 16 months. He was then released in October of 2024, just a few months ago. Today, we spoke to the Rialto Police Department about him being released early.
Chief Klink strongly believes that had it not been for the legislations that passed, he would be in custody. And Mr. Turner shows very clear that he does not fear the consequences of the law. If it wasn't for that Penal Code 4019, AB 109, Mr. Turner, without a doubt, would still be in state prison for his criminal acts.
And you've heard about this a lot. AB 109 is a pretty controversial thing, especially in the world of law enforcement. AB 109 allows people to get time-served credit for the time they have spent in county jail awaiting for trial. So in this situation, Ryan Turner spent a number of days, a couple of weeks actually, in county jail awaiting his case to go through the judicial system. Then once he was sentenced, the time he spent in county jail, he got credit for in state prison. Many people disagree with that theory, and in this situation, if that law had not been in place, Ryan Turner would have been in prison still, not been involved in that deadly crash yesterday.
Would have made a huge difference. Mike, thank you very much.
Put that asshole up.
I mean,
so yeah. Speaking of that law and all that kind of stuff, because I'm one of them people who, like, when they were promoting this one, I was like, okay, yeah, let's give this, this bill a chance and all that kind of stuff, and then like let them tweak it so like as it goes. But like the way I feel about it is like it needs some revision at least, because if you're out here stealing cars and leading people on a high-speed chase and all that kind of stuff, I don't think you qualify for this. It was like you shouldn't qualify for time served.
You are a
all that.
nuisance. You are a
you know what I mean?
vigilante.
You're like, yeah, you ain't the person that we're trying to get
You're a
back in
problem.
the street and all that kind of stuff. And then I really hope they throw the book at this dude, because the officer that was killed, actually, I went to school with him.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
man, my boy Henry.
Wow.
Man. So, shout out to his whole family and all his love.
Wow,
and all
yeah.
that,
Shout
man.
out to the officer that lost his life. Like, that's fucked up.
Yeah, that was
You
heavy.
know.
Yeah, it was like, so. I'm like, man, that was when I saw that, I was like, yo, that's crazy, man. I'm like, real good dude. I was like, even people I know who've ran into him as a police officer, they was like, oh, you know, Hector, he still was a good cop.
He was still cool,
that kind of
right?
stuff, sheriff and all that kind of stuff, man. Sorry that you lost your life dealing with a scumbag like this, man.
A little tiny scumbag.
Let me talk a little bit about Mr. Henley and the Street Gang here. As I said, Mr. Henley is a widely known leader within the early 60s. He rose to prominence in that gang decades ago, and he has since been a fixture on the internet, talk shows, and podcasts, all things that law enforcement have looked at closely as part of this investigation. He has maintained the image of an entertainment industry entrepreneur running a music label, and of somebody who gives back to the community here in Los Angeles, funding a South LA-based charity, Developing Options, which purports to help at youth risk escape gang life and escape the perils of gangs in high crime areas. The facts alleged in the complaint paint a very different picture. It is one of a murderer, a thief, a liar, and a cheat, and the criminals that enabled him. For example, Mr. Henley engaged in a murder of a musician signed to his label in 2021 and dumped the victim's body in Las Vegas off of the I-15 freeway. He then attempted to evade and obstruct the investigation into the murder, including ordering witnesses not to speak with law enforcement. Henley's criminal enterprise also engaged in other crimes, including transporting prostitutes across state lines, extorting strip clubs, marijuana dispensaries, and other businesses, and fraudulently applying for COVID loans in the form of a business relief loan. On that application, Mr. Henley falsely stated that his music label, Unique Music, operated at a $200,000 profit in 2019 and was entitled to government assistance, despite the reality that the company had operated at a loss and was ineligible for such relief. Finally, Mr. Henley is accused of embezzling donations made by celebrities, professional athletes, and businesses to his charity, Developing Options, which, as I said, purports to give South LA at-risk youth alternatives to gang violence, drugs, and other criminal activity. Henley used this charity as a front. He used it to conceal his fraudulent activities, his criminal enterprises activities, and evade detection from law enforcement. If convicted on the racketeering conspiracy, he and his co-conspirators face approximately a 20-year federal prison sentence. I want to thank our federal law enforcement partners, our state law enforcement partners who brought about the result here today. The Los Angeles Metropolitan Gang Task Force from the FBI is comprised of FBI agents, LAPD officers, IRS criminal investigation, the U.S. Department of Justice Inspector General's Office, Los Angeles Police Department, the North Las Vegas Police Department. This case is a great example of state and federal law enforcement working together to address harm from a criminal enterprise. I also want to thank our prosecutors.
I mean, he is like geeked.
Yeah, my boy was happy about this bust. So this is about Big U.
Big U.
Yeah, being caught up in this RICO case, a murder case, and it's a whole bunch of cases.
And they got him because there's wiretaps and he locked. Yeah.
Like they connecting this with all kind of stuff, and like I'm even hearing people saying like you're gonna hear some stuff about Nipsey come out.
I was just about to say that. Yes, yeah. Big Daddy was talking about that. Like, oh God, you get to messing with people. Why you mess with the federal government money, especially because you're not even flying below the radar. You keep doing active stuff to be in their face, to be like, here, right here, I'm doing stuff. Look at me.
Look what I can do.
Look what I can do. I'm yeah, that's what you get. Like, has he been a nuisance? Like, what was his? Who? Where did Big U come from?
Big U is a rolling 60. he's from that part of town, and he's been involved with like a lot of stuff. Like, so he was involved with Nipsey Hussle's career for a little bit, and then like they were separated or separating, and then that's when allegedly, like, that happened like with him, with Nipsey, and like according to the streets nowadays, this is allegedly. I ain't the one saying it. I don't know.
Right. Don't say I said shit.
I ain't gonna say I said. This is just what I be hearing on the internet streets.
Allegedly, according to the internet,
according to the internet, they said that. I mean,
they said that.
They said that. That's what this show is about. It's about what they be saying.
They said that.
They said that.
Damn, really?
Like we just reported on the podcast. Yeah.
Not the PPP loans. He got the PPP loans.
All that kind of stuff.
God, he was running all this shit.
Everything.
Well,
into everything.
Dude, doing too much.
When doing too much, get you caught up. And all that kind
You
of
might have
stuff.
got rid of it, got away with it at the state level, but now you done took it to the feds. The federal level, they're gonna catch you. They sit all day waiting for a stupid nigga to catch.
And they got somebody snitching too, who's like,
of course.
What's my boy name? News and like street politics. I think that's his name. It's called street hood and street politics. I think that's the name of the YouTube, and he be breaking stuff down, and he pretty much got it. It's like he got his reasons for why, like, because everybody charges be public record and stuff.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
In the complaint, it says they have an informant who was previously charged with this, and then dude looked at all the people that was arrested, and it was like, and this one person
cross-reference.
It hit him with the cross-reference, like, yo, he got this, and they let him out at this time, and now they have this wiretap with these people saying this and that and this and that. I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, yeah, I think they got him.
No, they definitely got him, because I saw one story about a female. They had her talking to him on wire, and it said specifically she is cooperating specifically. Well, you got my name on the thing.
Nothing, and y'all trying to catch me up into this.
He told me.
I'm telling.
I am telling. Sure am. I was scared anyway. How about it?
Like, I was scared of him, Your Honor. Yeah, like, that's a big man. That's a big.
And now I would like witness protection.
Yeah, like that's dark skinned Suge Knight. Who wants to deal with that?
Nobody.
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 No.
Nobody. What a big user. Yeah, nigga. We're keeping it real good. Big old you.
Big old you. I ain't dealing with big old you.
The feds said we got him. You ain't got to deal with him. We got him. We got him.
Okay, well, good. It was like Toledo don't sound that bad.
Man, I'm off the grid.
Yeah, it was like, I got him with the Oshkosh.
I sure do. Going right now.
All right, that's where I gotta be.
Grab me some overalls. I'm out.
I said, you sure the Crips are gonna follow me way over there?
Hell no.
All I gotta move, just go to Blight. Move out there, and niggas ain't gonna find you.
All right, but most niggas, you go too far out the 91, they good. Like, I'm alright, couldn't wear the hell out there. Paris would be a stretch.
Yeah, it's like he moved to Paris.
Atlanta, Barstow.
Yeah. It's like, they'll find you in Paris. There's a lot of niggas in Paris.
Well, pick a place the train or the metro link don't go. That'd be all right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Somewhere, he'll be in Yuma.
Yuma? Good God. Is Lodi? No, what's one of them? Not Yuma. We need. I ain't doing nothing with these niggas. They gonna have me in the middle of nowhere trying to stay safe. I'm good. Damn.
Niggas I'll be like, nigga, I'm straight. Niggas don't know where Minotone is at. Niggas don't know where Minotone is. I'm good.
Till you get some smart genius ass hood nigga like, man, I just googled the shit. I see him on the he on his porch.
Yeah, like who found out this nigga is right there.
They be like, we could drive to Belize. I'm like, nigga, you can drive to.
You can. I know niggas who do it.
Yes,
all the
you
time.
can. Absolutely. And man,
I know a couple brothers
shout
that
out
do
to
that shit.
Belize.
And we like, yeah, we drive out there all the time. I'm like, word.
We'll be right back.
Yeah, we'll be right back with it.
That's fucked up. Well, pray for the country, y'all, and buy the masks. We're gonna need the masks with the aerators on it because we're not gonna be able to breathe in a minute.
Yeah.
They're gonna be dropping chemical soot on us.
Yeah, and they're gonna be like, what lawsuit? We shut all the
Right.
lawsuit places down.
Who y'all telling?
It's like, we fired your sick, old, veteran, crumpled ass. There's nothing you can do about it.
Damn. That's messed up. Today's episode was brought to you by Doom and Sadness. We are fucked.
I probably got like a whole another hour worth of material for us to go through.
I wish you wouldn't. I'm gonna need you to space me out. I'm not gonna be able to.
Yeah, but it's late and I'm tired too, CC. That's why
my eyebrows is touching.
That's why I said we are done for today. So, y'all, this has been another episode of your favorite weekly recap show. The Who Said That?
They said that, not us. They said that. Podcast. All right.
I need y'all to like, share, subscribe, tell your mama about it, and all that other kind
or
of.
Just not my mama. Don't tell my mama. I'm on here smoking.
Yeah, well, tell somebody. And,
tell your friend mama.
Yeah, tell her and your nosy neighbor and all that kind of.
Yeah.
This is great water cooler talk for you. It was like, I heard that.
Tell your bitter baby mama too. I'm sure she's looking trolling.
Like, I can't pay you child support. You know how much soot is in these unlaced ponds.
The laced ponds.
You worried about that little funky $300? Oh my God! And they releasing top secret information on Signal, and you worried about who your cousin saw me with at the club.
And we've been fucking. I was fucking. Stop playing with you. Listen, where's KG? Can we shout out KG? Shout out to KG. Shout out to Hefty Lefty. Shout out. Where y'all at?
Yeah.
Shout out to Mookie. I'm about to pull up on Mookie.
Yep. All right, y'all, man. We had fun, and we is out.
We out.